Thanks for being here. Let's begin. So align the skull bones over the sit bones. And then enter inside the head space. So you're situated behind the facial features, between the facial features and the back of your skull. And going straight down from there. And situate on the inside of the chest wall, between the chest wall and the spine. And find that space that's right in between the front and the back. We'll go directly down from there. And here we'll use our hands. I'm just going to make gentle little hand closures and place one of these fists back of hand to sacrum, and the other hand, the other little gently made fist, and the front of your body below the navel. And just waiting for that moment you exhale. When you exhale, feel these two hands moving toward one another. And keep all of that vertical space that you may have just created by that simple move. Do a few more here. Sort of situating between the front and the back of the body, now this time in this pelvic abdominal area. There you go. And then releasing hands. We'll do 2 breaths of alternate nostril breathing. Choose one hand to place near your nose. Close one nostril. Inhale for a count of 10. Close both nostrils, hold for a count of 10. Lift up the thumb side nostril, exhale a count of 15. Do that one more time. 10, 10, 15. Perfect. Let's set up right over left leg configurement. So this can be knee pile or shoelace. I'm choosing knee pile. And we'll bring both elbows up, shoulder width for unlocking the shoulders. And we'll flare the foot bones a little bit. And now keeping that space of head, that middle of the head, aligned over the middle of the heart space, over the middle of that pelvic abdominal space. And inhaling, exhale, draw the shoulders down, draw the shoulder blades down. Turn on the chest muscles by kind of squeezing elbow toward elbow, feeling the two palms move slightly apart, reaching the elbows forward. And take 2 more breaths just like so. And then lower the right hand to the ground, side bend, inhale. Stretch that left arm. Wrapping that left shoulder. Arcing and lengthening through the trunk, especially that left side. And then relaxing the head so the left arm and the left ear can feel spacious. So there's the shoulder configuration is to elicit the sense of the neck feeling free. So let that register. It's not a shoulder movement just for the sake of shoulder. It's a shoulder movement so you can experience something about the neck. Let that feeling in and about the neck register by breathing with that neck sensation. And you may have to let the neck go 2 or 3 dozen times. And then inhale, bring the torso back up. We'll switch the cross of the legs. We'll do those 2 things on the other side. So the cross of our legs is left over right. We'll bring both elbows up, shoulder height. Inhaling into upper back, spreading the feet out, the foot bones out a little bit. And then exhale, draw the shoulders down. So there's some shoulder muscles that perk on. The shoulder blades, draw them down. Reach the elbows forward, engaging the chest muscles, the front of the shoulder. If you notice yourself squeezing really hard around the neck to do the shoulder moves, differentiate. Let the arm, let the chest work distinct from the neck. So creating these distinctions so that the neck can feel free. I'll take one more breath for this unlocking the shoulders. And then lower the left hand to the ground. Inhale, stretch the right arm up. Exhaling, let that shoulder blade move around the rib cage. And then relax the head to the left. And then inhale, come up. We'll unwind the legs and we'll set up for dolphin. So we'll move on to elbows and knees. Drawing the shoulders away from the jaw. Splaying the hand bones, spreading the muscles about the palm of the hands. Stretching out through the fingers, so extend, reach out all the way through those fingers. And then exhaling, press the knees off the ground. So spreading the palm, reaching out through the fingertips, in a sense, could conceivably start to lift the fingers off the ground, but keep those fingertips contacting the earth, the palms stretched and contacting. Feel the neck letting go. Connect to these wide moving breaths. So let that breath start to move and translate the ribs sideways. Feel that the breath is wide in the body. Wide. Wide, wide, wide. The shape of breath, the movement of that shape informs some of the outcomes of the nervous system. So the shape of our breath, feeling the ribs, can be a really important part of getting to know our nervous system and how we respond. And then release by setting the knees down. Inhale the hands under the shoulders. Start to straighten the elbows by engaging the triceps. Hand muscles stretched, fingertips outreaching. Exhale the knees off the ground. Downward dog. Here too, wrap the shoulders. The neck is your litmus for the technique. The technique is to serve the neck. When you wrap the shoulders, feel the freedom around the sides of the neck, base of the neck. We're stepping into a wide, kind of a neutral stance. So inhale, step any foot forward that allows you to take a wide stance, symmetric stance. Feet wide, about 4 feet apart. Toes turned out a little bit, and as we sink the butt down a little bit, let the palms come to the thighs. Inhale into the genitals, that low belly area. Swiftly exhale everything out. Agnisara, drawing the belly in and releasing, drawing the belly in and releasing, drawing the belly in and releasing. And you may just have to kind of lift up intermittently between rounds if you're not accustomed to creating that hand arch and that musculature of the hand that supports the wrists. So you may just have to take some of the weight off and just re-enter. But I'm not flattening my wrists on my thigh. I'm actually using my hand muscles, making hand arches, supporting the wrists. So if you find yourself shaking your hands or some such, we need to figure out how to make architecturally sound structures with the hand. Inhale into the genitals, the groin, the low belly. And a swift, thorough exhalation. Remain empty, Agnisara, drawing the belly in, releasing, drawing it in and releasing several times. relax the breath, or pardon me, the belly. It's a good time to breathe. We'll do one more. Again, if you need to lift up to re-enter, just give the wrists a reprieve until we learn how to use those muscles as well as stretch those hand muscles. All right, third time. Inhale. Swift, thorough exhalation. Drawing the belly in and releasing many times. And straighten the legs to exit. Resume your Ujjayi breath. Turn the toes to face forward. So the outer edges of your feet run parallel. Exhaling into a forward fold. We can put the hands on the ground so that you can more easily relax the neck. And if your palms touch the ground rather easily, send the elbows into that space between your legs. So as you're stretching the elbows through that leg space, the neck can feel free. Now coming up to a partial fold. Now we can do a little wrist stretch here. So I'm turning my fingertips back into that space between my legs. I'm kind of kneading, gently sending the palms toward the ground. Relaxing the neck. It's really important to have lots of experiences of being able to work and think and breathe and move with a relaxed neck. Releasing the hands. Inhale, walk the feet together just a little bit, just like a few inches. Because we're going to readjust for warrior two. I'm turning my right foot forward. So you may have to adjust on your mat. And situating that left foot back out. Inhale the arms out to the side. And again, spreading the heels, the palm heels of the hands, the muscles therein, out stretching the fingertips, gliding the shoulders down. Now feel those ribs and that breath translating the ribs toward the walls of your room rather than toward the ceiling. Toward the horizon. Okay. Now taking the left hand behind the back for extended warrior variation, the left hand grabs onto the right thigh or the waistband. That right arm push Make those shoulder muscles work. Inhale the chest behind the chest wall. Allow the neck to go, but press down through that right shoulder so that relaxing the neck doesn't collapse the shoulder. The shoulders can work. The neck can be free. Now release that left hand. Inhale, straightening out the arm. Lift that left arm toward the sky. Keeping the hands, kind of reopening the hand. Lift through that arm, reach back through that arm. Keep pressing through that right shoulder. Just staying, the right shoulder muscles are engaged and light in the joint. That left butt cheek, engage, so softening, opening up through the front of the left hip. Inhale, bring the left hand down, the left knee down. Lunge. Hands on hips. So this could be your thumb forefinger wrapping around the hip bones. And if you experience wrist stuff, you can make fists and plant the knuckles on the back of the pelvis. Now feeling both sides of the chest, both sides of the neck, squeezing the elbows together, inhaling to help you feel that space between the chest wall and the spine. Keep pressing the hands down to keep moving the shoulders away from the jaw. And release. Inhale, set the hands down. Exhaling, step the right foot back. And from knees or from plank, we'll lower down to the ground. Cobra. Shifting the tailbone toward the earth. Also, engage the legs so you're strongly straightening them back, like really powerfully, muscularly, powerfully long legs. Because we really need those in the upward dog. And I saw this week a lot of legs that need that zest, inhaling, coming up into cobra to be able to do those upward dog moves, right? Exhaling, hands under the chest, downward dog. And you're wrapping the shoulders, moving those bottom tips of blades apart. Feel how the breath moves through the ribs and into the horizon, sideways, right? That wide feeling move. It's very different than that chest lifting move. Let's take that another couple of breaths. So the ribs, you can feel them gliding and moving underneath the shoulder blades, the wrapped shoulder blades. That relaxed neck. to wrap and move the shoulder blades, you may have to feel the arm bones turning in their sockets. Inhaling, step left foot forward, warrior two. Stretching the arms out to the side. Exhaling, gliding the shoulders down. Getting both those feet active. So little bits of arch in each of the feet. Let that breath translate sideways, right into the horizon, away from the horizon. As the tailbone softly suggests that downward move, let the base of the skull get lighter. So without even moving the head or the neck, you can feel a gliding, floating quality, perhaps, between the head and the neck. Extended warrior variation. So inhaling, lifting up through the chest. Exhale. Let's bring that right arm behind the back. Latch onto the thigh. That left forearm, press. And this may take a little working to delineate the work of the left shoulder as you're pressing that leg with the relaxed neck. And now pull that left shoulder down the ribs, down the torso. That right foot contacts the ground, the right glute engages, and that front of right hip opens. Press through that left arm. There you go. Open up that right hand. Inhale, the right arm toward the sky. Keep pressing that left forearm, pulling that left shoulder down the back as you lift through that right hand and palm. Reach back. Let that breath get really large. Let that breath have volume, excursion. So as the breath becomes freer in the body, we also seem to experience freedom. So it's very helpful, necessary, I might say, to keep stretching that breath, right? Our mind is elastic, our body is rather elastic. So there's this tendency to rubber band or shrink to a smaller or a more economical configurement. Inhale, bring the right hand down, the right knee down, lunge. Oh, hands on hips. That's right. All of that pressure, all of that action through the arms is to help deliver the shoulders down away from the jaw. So your pressure down translates as shoulders moving down. And then to check that, feel it. Did you feel shoulders moving down? There you go. That's it. Good. And then 2 incredibly chest central breaths. Can you feel your breath between the breastbone and the spine? So get in to that space behind your chest wall. That's it. And it may help to align the center of the head space over the center of the heart space. When we release, inhale the hands down. Exhale, we'll step the left foot back and we'll lower from knees or from plank. We will lower all the way down, drawing the shoulders away from the neck. I'll strongly stretch the legs back. It's a muscle engagement. Use your quads to straighten the knees. Use those little calf muscles to kind of point and reach back through the toes. You can also splay the foot. Tailbone tucks toward the ground. Inhale. The abdomen lengthens. The ribs lift away from the abdomen. I'll remain right here for one additional breath and feel if you can get into that space behind the breastbone. Exhaling, lower, downward dog. Reset the hands, under chest. Press. Inhale the right foot forward, warrior 2. Go through this step by step. So we'll start with the left arm. Inhale, lift the left arm, and lift the left arm to experience this left side of body lengthening. Acknowledging, sensing the length matters. Exhaling, we'll set that left hand down on the calf or the thigh as we draw the right arm up. Inhale, lifting it. Exhaling, wrapping that right shoulder, releasing the neck. Feet are really active. That will help us establish that widely moving breath. And let's do it. Let's stretch the breath. It doesn't mean force the breath. It means searchingly stay with, sensing the breath, even as we encounter those little tightnesses or aches or yet to be stretched areas. It means we're staying with it as we enter into those different or non-habitual territories in the body. Inhale, take the right arm up over as well, the trunk. Extended warrior, so right hand goes to ground. You could use a block. True. The left arm stretches overhead. Okay. We'll use the active foot to create that little foot arch. Let those foot muscles work. Engaging that left butt cheek. So the pelvis, I should say, the front of the hip, that hip crease, can open up. Now we can work some leg muscles into this. The right arm, push the ground, get light on that right shoulder. Pull the right shoulder down the torso. Stretch through that left arm and left side. Inhale, bring the left hand down. Exhaling chaturanga, we'll step the right foot back. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. So now we have that option. If we go upward dog, tops of feet, push very strongly down. Those leg muscles working, inner ankles squeezing. Exhaling, downward dog, wrapping the shoulders. And again, the shoulder is for the neck. The movement of the shoulder is to experience something about the neck. Experiencing the neck as free is worthy of a breath. As we breathe in and with these experiences, it offers kind of like a digestive enzyme. It helps us get it into our cells. It helps us know it and get it and recognize it and learn it. So we got to feed that brain to learn new skills, right? Inhaling, step the left foot forward, warrior two. And we'll start with the right hand side. Inhale, raise the right arm, raise it to get, to acknowledge, to feel the lengthiness of this right side torso. Exhale, stretch to the right, set that right hand down, lifting the left arm. Then wrapping that left shoulder. Feet active. Keep the arches of the feet, the muscles of the feet active and alive. When we let the kind of foot kind of collapse, the back, the pelvis and the back support our spine and our joints very differently. I find that support can sometimes be lacking. So engage active feet. There you go. Yeah, and then with that active foot, deepen into the stance. Why not? Good, and with that deepening of the stance, widen the breath. Feel the volume and the shape shift capacity of each deep Ujjayi breath. This is no casual affair, right? This is every yoga practice, every yoga ceremony contains the kernels that might ignite those deeply transformative shifts in the body. So not to be taken apathetically or casually. Deep breath. Feel that shape shift. Right, now here's that extended warrior inhale, the left arm up and over. We'll go left hand down to ground or block. We'll keep the feet active. Drawing the right arm overhead. Now, left arm, push. So you feel those shoulder muscles engage. Now pull that left shoulder blade down the back. This left arm is lit. Feet still active. Right buttock squeezes, engages, opening up through the front of the right hip. Left shoulder wrapped, the neck free. Inhale, bring the hands down around each side of that left foot. Exhaling, chaturanga. As we lower, shoulders move away from the neck. Tops of feet on the ground. Inhale, upward dog. Push the shoulders away from the jaw. Draw the arm bones back, the chest forward. Exhaling, downward dog. Gently set the knees down. And I want to show you this Virasana move. You may need a block or you may need some elevation under your butt. But I'm on my shins and I'm situating my butt downward. And if I don't contact the ground, that's when we need to elevate the hips. So that's item one. So just take a moment to figure out how it is you place your butt between your heels. And if that's all situated, bring the hands to the ground so the fingertips point at the toes and the toes at the fingertips. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. Now with my hands in this place under my shoulders, push down, chest lifts. Okay. If that's fine, you can move to the forearms. I've shifted my hands more atop my feet. Still pushing down through the arms so there is zero slouch about the shoulders. You may have to keep the chin tucked unless you feel comfortable to relax the head back. And if that's fine and you want to explore bringing your shoulder blades to the ground or blanket, we have that option. If you get your shoulder blades to the ground, we can stretch the arms over our head onto the ground. Deep breaths, feeling and finding that space. between the chest wall, the sternum, and the spine. Stretch with that breath. Let the breath move in and through the body, which requires us to acknowledge and feel all of those sensations as that breath is moving and expanding and shape-shifting our structure. All right, to exit, if you're from the ground, you may need to move up to your forearms. And walking up to the hands. When your torso is upright, walk the hands in front of your legs, so kind of moving into a hands and knees position so the legs can unfurl gradually. From hands and knees, step your right foot, your right shin, just place it back about 12 inches, 1 foot. And start to get the toe pads underneath. Stretch the heel back. And use your hands to rock your body back into that leg stretch. And I'm letting the buttock muscles kind of remain engaged. And now use that right foot that's contacting the ground and push a little bit like you're propelling. You'll actually move forward. And then as you release a bit, your hands will rock you back. So my foot pressure propels me forward, my hands rock me back. And set the right knee down. We'll do that on the other side. We're just stretching out that leg after that Virasana. So slip the left shin back about a foot, curl toes under, and reach the left heel back. Reach the heel back, engage the quadricep. Use the muscles quite strongly again. And now as my hands push me back, I get that little calf stretch. And then as my foot propels me forward, I can feel all those foot muscles. So we'll go back and forth. The hands push me back. The foot propels me forward. Just kind of gliding and moving through that ankle, straightening out that left leg before we release for Shavasana. So please find a rest position. The wonderful thing is when we're reconnecting to breath and exploring consciousness and how it shows up in our experience, our behaviors, our asana, it doesn't have to be fancy or thrilling. Although I thought that was pretty exciting, thrilling for my body practice, right? Simple can bring us into feeling aliveness and consciousness. Complex can bring us into feeling and experiencing aliveness and consciousness. Physically demanding can bring us to discover aliveness and consciousness. As well as those placid moments. And in fact, there's a lot going on in those rest moments. So it's so good that we stop before we start. That we find the stillness from which the motion and the intention springs. And when you're ready, bend knees, turn to a side, and on your side, take one additional moment to feel the front side of your body, the back side of your body, the feeling that in-between place. Use your hands to press up. Namaste.